So this is the Gibbons Slackboard, and it's a portable slackline that's always set up and ready to be used. And it isn't just about learning how to slackline. It has some interesting features that actually make it a really cool rehab tool for both occupational therapy and physical therapy. So I've tried slacklining a couple times in my life, and I've always wanted to get into it, but I haven't really lived in a place where I could set one up. And then this came out, and it's just really cool that you can just pretty much use this any time of day. You can throw it in your living room. If it's raining outside, you don't have to set up a slack line. You can just do it in your living room there. It's ultra portable, so you can take it with you. You could take it to your friend's house. You could make it into a group activity. If you are like a home health therapist, you could just throw it in your car and bring it to pediatric population that you're working with. There's so many ways that you could use this as a tool for occupational therapy. If you visit Gibbons channel, they have a ton of YouTube videos on just different ways to use a Slackboard and how you can use it for physical therapy. And so today I just kind of wanted to talk about how you might use it for occupational therapy. And you should probably know that Gibbons didn't reach out to me about promoting this board. I've actually wanted one for a really long time. And so that's why I actually reached out to Gibbons to test out a Slackboard, and they were kind enough to send me one. Now, first of all, one of the reasons I'm a huge fan of this product is because it's a meaningful activity that promotes balance, proprioception, coordination, and cognition. And it's something that almost anybody can use, or anyone who can learn to use. And the reason why a Slack board is so cool is because it can be used as a sensory activity, as a visual motor activity. You can challenge yourself visually. It's also a great way to just build confidence. So if you have like a younger child or pediatric population that you're working with, it can build confidence. It can also add like a social component, and you can use it as a group activity. I mean, this is something you can do as like an icebreaker. If you get a bunch of kids together and you want to get them in a room, it can be for kids, it could be for teenagers, and you want to kind of break the ice a little bit. Or maybe you're having like a birthday party and you can just kind of bust this out, and it's like all of a sudden just something interesting for pretty much everybody. And it's almost something that everybody can start doing. You don't have to have a ton of skill to slackline. You can just start practicing like balancing or standing, or see if you can sit for a while. There's just so many different things that you can do with it. So how can you use a Slack board for occupational therapy? A good example right now is I have a 7-year-old who is very active, and at first he didn't really see the purpose of using a Slack board until we started making it a game. And that's pretty much what you need to do. You just pretty much make use of it by playing a game with it. So we started out by just seeing who could stay on it the longest and practice a lot of different maneuvers and drop-ins. And we just kind of watched a few different videos that Gibbons shows on their website, and it just kind of gave us ideas right away of what we could just start practicing in our living room. So right now my son has actually been able to balance on the board for as long as 30 seconds, and he's only been doing it for like 4 or 5 days. So you can see how this could be like a really helpful tool for kids with ADHD, attention deficit disorder, autism, maybe kids who are like experiencing defiant disorder, kids with sensory processing disorder, or just any kid who's just like bored and doesn't have like a fun activity to do. So in my family, like after dinner, we've kind of fallen into the trap of just watching TV or playing video games. And all of that has been kind of thrown out the window recently with this Slack board, because we can just pull it out. We just keep it under our couch, we pull it out, and we just start practice slacklining. And it's interesting, it's entertaining, and it's a lot more engaging than just the screen time that we're used to. And then also, like if you have friends over, if you want to get just entertain people, this is an awesome activity for groups. I think that that can be hard sometimes with occupational therapy, or especially for like pediatric populations, is like what's a fun group activity we can all do together. I think this is great for just finding a good like balance activity or problem solving activity. There's so many different ways that you can use this as a treatment for like group therapy. So, like a super simple group activity you can start off with is just like band skipping, where you're just like jumping over the band. You can also progress to like a balanced sitting position, so you can see how long somebody can actually like sit on it. Or you can do the one finger support that they show on their YouTube channel. So, there's a ton of different games and just group ideas in general to choose from. And if you are interested, you can just go to Gibbons' YouTube channel and find a whole lot of other ideas from there. All right, so ways to grade this down or make it easier. You could use it like a trampoline. You could do band skipping. You can do like drop ins. And then if you want to make it more challenging, you can just use it as like a slack line and just practice your slack line skills, walking from one side to the other, bringing one foot in front of the other, walking backwards. You could even just time yourself, see who can balance for the longest period. I also think this is a good way, like if you're working and you just need a quick break. A lot of times, like doing ergonomics evaluations and stuff, I'm telling people that you need a break. You need to get out of your seat and do something. If it's just like walking for a short period. And I think this would be a great way to kind of break up the monotony in your day, especially for people that work at a desk or people that work from home. You just bust the Slackboard out and you just start practicing your slacklining skills. This could be fun for like office to get other people engaged and involved too. It would be harder to be able to use this in like an adult population, like an acute rehab, which is where I kind of work right now. But there might be some different ways about going about that. So if you have any ideas, I'd love to hear more about that. So anyway, I just wanted to talk about this because I think it's an awesome activity for occupational therapy, but I also think it's really good for like families or groups or anyone who wants to break up the monotony of like work at their desk every day. If you are noticing that you're spending too much time like watching TV and you want to do something a little bit different, challenge your brain a little bit, I think this is the perfect activity for that. So I hope this was interesting. Leave your comments below if you have any different ways on how to use this or how you might promote this for occupational therapy. I'd love to hear what you have to say about it. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one. Have a great day.